Hey there, nurse family. It's your girl Natural RN here today with another OR nursing video. So I wanted to come to you guys today and talk to you about how to become an OR nurse circulator, because I get so many questions about how to do that from nursing students and nurses alike who are interested in working in an operating room setting. So they'll ask, how to go about doing that, which is a very good question because it can be a specialty that's difficult to get into for many different reasons, some of which where you currently are, there cannot be a very high turnover rate, so there aren't any positions available, so they're not hiring. Or also a lot of ORs will want experienced OR nurses already, so if you don't already have that experience, then that kind of counts you out a little bit. But I just wanted to make a video based off of the route that I took, which is the Periop 101 program. I have a video on this channel that I made earlier this year talking about what the Periop program was. It's called Periop, what is a Periop 101 program? So feel free to go back and look at that video if you are not sure what that program is, but I'll briefly talk about that, what it is in this video, as well as give you some information and some resources of how to go about following that path if that's something that you're interested in. So please keep watching. So the first thing I'll say about getting into the Periop 101 program is the very obvious thing that you need to be a nurse, a registered nurse at that. So whether you're a new nurse who just recently graduated and you don't have any nursing experience, but you have passed your boards and you have your license and it's good, you qualify to be in the Periop 101 program. Or if you're a seasoned nurse like I was, coming from a different specialty, but whether that be med-surg or ICU or anything like that, you also qualify, because in the Periop 101 program, it is designed to train nurses to work in an operating room setting. So that's just what it's there for. So you're both going to pretty much get the exact same education. It's kind of almost a level playing field with that, because it's totally different from other specialties. Like, you're going to learn new skills, new everything. Well, that's probably more for a nurse that's already worked on a floor. It's going to be different from that. If you're a new nurse, you don't really have anything to compare it to, but it is a lot different. But again, same education for the new nurse and the seasoned nurse. So new nurses, you probably want to apply to a nurse residency and, put on your application that you are interested in working in the operating room. They could probably train you there or find you a Periop program if there's one going on at the facility that you got hired at. Something along those lines. But yeah, first be a registered nurse. I'll say that. Be a registered nurse. Okay, so we're a registered nurse. Got that out of the way. Next, you're looking for a Periop 101 program to get into. So what do we do, nurses, when we're looking for a job? We go on job sites. So you're going to want to go on, these job sites, all of them. There are many different ones. There's Indeed and things like that. And look for perioperative nursing positions in your area. That's pretty much what I did. I saw openings. I applied. You want to jump on those as soon as you can, because they're not open very often. And if you can, apply for them the same day that they're posted, because there's so many people that will apply to that, and they'll get so many applicants that they have to narrow them down. If you apply the first day, you pretty much have a better chance of getting a job interview with them, because they got your application in early. But yeah, definitely do that. Like I said, that's what I did. I was looking for a perioperative 101 program, and I was searching through one of the job sites, and I saw that they had just posted one, like it literally said 20 minutes ago, and I went ahead and applied, and some other things that I'll tell you later on in this video as well that will help you with that. but definitely start the search to look for those positions. So the other very important thing that I did with my application, like I said, I searched the job sites, I saw a position that was posted within 20 minutes, I applied for it, but I also followed up with that application by reaching out to a job recruiter that was within my company, not necessarily at my current facility, but that was within the company. A lot of places will have job recruiters that will help nurses, find positions within their company that they work for if you reach out to them and let them know what it is that you're looking for. They'll ask you for your application maybe and kind of do like a brief phone interview with you to kind of see what you're looking for and what your experience is and things like that. So after I put my application in, I did follow up with a job recruiter, and I feel like that also really helped push it along, because that's just one of the ways that you can move along your application. That's my experience, at least, but I just wanted to throw that in there because I know a lot of places have that option available to them. So definitely, if you have job recruiters or how to get to that, definitely use them, because that is what they are there for. Okay, so this kind of piggybacking off of my last point, which leads me into this point, is be willing to change where you work. I say this because, again, this is my experience. When I first started working at the facility that I used to work for, in the interview, sometimes the people that are interviewing you to hire you for the position will ask you, where your goals are, where you want to be at a certain amount of times and things like that. So I was asked that question. And of course, I had already had an interest in working in the operating room. So I expressed that. I said, I think this is a good start, this med-surg position, but it's not where I want to be long term. I eventually want to make the transition into an operating room setting. So they thought that was great. They were like, oh yeah, we have opportunities here. We can help you with that, things like that. So I was very happy, that I'm currently working as a nurse and also working on this path kind of off to the side. Like, I'm eventually going to get to where I want to be. So time continues to go by, maybe 6 months down the line that I was working, I touched base with my hiring manager and I'm asking her, have you heard anything about the operating room, or maybe, when I can transition? She's like, I think it would be better, if you have at least a year of, just getting your experience together, and then, because you'll have a better chance of getting into the OR. So I was like, okay, cool. That actually makes sense. Whatever. I'm already a good 6 months in. I'm halfway there. So a year comes around. We touch base again. At this point, I can kind of see that it's going to be a little bit more difficult than what I was originally told about going to the operating room. So it kind of turned into get a year of experience, and then it's like, well, they kind of want you to be experienced in the operating room before they hire you, so let me touch base with that manager so we can see about, and basically that went on for 2+ years. So I took it upon myself to look at those job sites and see, if anyone was hiring for the program, because at this point I had already done research and was aware that this program existed and what it does. So when I found that, I applied, I reached out to my recruiter, and that's how that whole thing happened. But back to my point, which is be willing to, leave your current job. Even if you're comfortable, if there's something that you want to do and your facility does not offer that, you can stay and stick it out, but if you're really passionate or interested in something else and they don't offer it, I suggest that you venture outside of your company, your facility, wherever, and see if there's any other hospitals or anything around your area that's hiring for what you want, because that's the only way that's going to happen. It's like you have to take those necessary steps for you at the end of the day. You'll run into a lot of people that say, well, you can't do this because you have to do that and things like that. And I'll admit, being a new nurse, it's kind of hard to not listen to those people because you think, well, these are nurses, they've been nurses for a long time, so they obviously know what they're talking about. But it's not that way all the time for everyone. So my suggestion is to do your own research, and like I said, just venture out, and you know, you will get to where you need to be. I'm telling you, it worked for me. So that's my advice on that. Also, I would say be sure to network. That's also very important, because sometimes we can kind of short ourselves on opportunities because we don't ask. So even if you're talking to friends or something like that, you may bring up the fact that you want to be in a certain specialty or be an operating room nurse, but you don't know how to go about doing it. And someone you're talking to could have an answer for you, or a resource, or someone could even overhear you and, you know, be like, oh, you know, you want to be an operating room nurse? Well, we have this, or, you know, it's not, everyone's path isn't the same. It just kind of depends, you know, you just never know. Someone could like you and think you'd be a good fit for a certain area and, you know, come up and approach you about it. Or hear that you have an interest in it and, you know, ask for your information. Like, let's take my number and call me so we can talk about it. Things like that. So networking with people, trying to find out about different positions, those are always good things to do as well. So a couple of things I wanted to add before ending this video. One, with the Periop 101 program, a lot of times when you enter that program, you're required up front to sign something saying that you will give a 2-year or whatever year commitment to that facility if they put you through this program and train you. So just be aware of that you may have a financial obligation to that company if you don't honor that commitment. You may have to owe some money depending on how early you leave that facility within that commitment time frame. So just be aware of that and to ask about that so you can have a full understanding of it. Also, there are different types of OR nursing, many different types. So if you are fixated on one type because you don't know about the other types, you should definitely research to see what all the OR entails when it comes to nursing. There are different stages of operating room nursing. You know, there's pre-op, there's intra-op, and then there's post-op. So someone may think that they have a passion to be intra-op like I am, where I'm actually in the operating room, in the surgery with the patient, until maybe they, you know, kind of shadow through and see what the pre-op nurse does, or they'll get to see what the post-op nurse does in recovery when the patient comes out. You know, so just kind of find what exactly it is that you want to do, because a lot of people just see operating room nursing and they're thinking, you know, that's straight to the operating room. But there, you know, there's a lot that goes involved in there. I actually have a video that talks about the phases of operating room. So definitely go check that out as well. But those are just a few key points that I wanted to add into my list of how to be a perioperative nurse circulator. All right, guys, so I'm gonna wrap this video up. I don't want to make it too long, but I just wanted to, you know, talk about that. This was pretty much based off of a lot of my own research and my experiences that have happened to me personally. There are a lot of different paths you can take to get to the same destination sometimes, but research is key, networking is key, you know, asking around your facility or people you may know that are in something that you're interested in is also key. So definitely take the time to do those research things on your own. Like I said, a lot of this stuff was from my own research and, you know, things that I've gone through. I talked about my own personal journey to getting there and things that I did. So if there's anything that you guys think should be included, or you have your own tips or tricks or experiences of how you got to the operating room setting, feel free to comment those below. I would love to read about them. I love reading all you guys' comments. They're always so great and positive, and I just appreciate you guys watching these videos and supporting me. So yeah, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe to this channel, and just stay blessed and stay safe. And thank you guys again for watching. Bye.